Another message of this card is like, I feel like we live in such a microwave, such a popcorn esque society, and trust me, I get it. Okay, like I am the type of person, I'll do something, I'll put something out, I'll release something into the atmosphere that I've been working on, and then as soon as I press post, the clock is now running. I need the engagement. I need it to stretch far and wide. I need all the things, right? And so sometimes when that doesn't happen, we think that what we're doing as creatives is not valid. And that's not it. Good things, okay? Good things take time. And we know that people these days have the attention span of a flea, right? So those things considered, sometimes it's going to take a little bit longer for what you're doing, what you're offering to reach the people that it's supposed to reach. And your cousin too, rolling down the strip on gold, coming up slamming Cadillac doors. Me and you, your mama and your cousin too. Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. Thank y'all so much for being here. I am Becca, and welcome to Creative Divination, where I divine for the creative in you. We are here, my dear water signs, with our July. Where is 2025 going? Okay. Our July 2025 Creative Divination. Happy Cancer season. As I'm filming this, we just entered Cancer season, so my God on today. The emotions, okay? As a Capricorn, not a fan. Anyway, we have so much to talk about. I have your cards pulled. I did a mini over on TikTok. I will link that below in case you want to go see a vault, okay? But we're going to get into this reading. Please keep in mind that this is a general divination, so it may or may not pertain to you. If you would like a reading that is more catered to you, make sure you click the link down below in my description box and book a reading, okay? Let's get it. Water signs. Also, if y'all see me looking to and fro, I'm filming on two devices because I don't trust this hoe that we call MacBook Air. All right. Water signs for July 2025, you have the full moon card. All right. And I put on the mini div that I did on TikTok um, some keywords. So you might want to go back and look at those. But one thing that I wrote in the caption that really stuck out to me was trial by fire, out as gold, right? So for some of my water signs up until this point, and I've been saying this if you have watched any of my previous creative divinations from last year. Okay, I said this last year. I feel like there was a sect of us, doesn't matter the sign, but I feel like there's a sect of us that was like kind of put into isolation. You feel me? And that's because we have things to do. And I feel like the first half of this year was rough for a lot of people, right? But I feel like the second half of this year, for the people who've been doing the work, for the people who have been doing the things, right? I feel like you, us, we's are going to see a very significant shift the second half of this year, right? Because of that, I feel like it may have felt like we were being tried. Okay. But, but, the good thing about going through a situation that you feel is trying, or moments in life that you just feel like what's the word? What is the reason? You feel me? Those things are the things that give us the gold. The gold being the gems, the jewels, the tools, the guidance, the things, right? And so these are going to be things that you're going to be able to use the second half of this year while you might have been in isolation and chilling by yourself, getting you together, right? You'll be able to use those things the second half of this year, and you can really honestly look at it as like a little helping hand, if you will, a little leg up, if you will, right? So the card that we have, like I said, is the full moon card, And when I think of full moons, I think of release, yes, but I also think about illumination, right? Why do I say that? Bottom of the deck. Don't want to be that girl, but we have jealousy and we have growth. So for some of you, okay, don't take it if it don't apply, all right? But if you have been feeling like there may have been people around you that ain't too fond of your growth, okay, um, this could have been illuminated. Now, this could have been illuminated during the full moon. I could have been shuffling this whole time. This could have been illuminated during this past full moon, because I also think of illumination. You know, when I think of the moon, so this could have come into your plane of existence during these last couple of lunar cycles, and if this is you, I feel like because underneath that, we have karmic path, right? We also have gratitude. And it makes me feel like this is a case of like, and y'all know I don't do these messy ass divinations, but I'm just telling y'all what's coming up. It's feeling like, why she bounce back like that all the time? How does she still have the nerve and the audacity to be grateful given all the things that they done been through? Why is it that they XYZ, XYZ? You feel me? Like jealousy in that type of sense. Because I can't make this shit up. Because whoever this is not growing. They're not growing. And as creatives, we tend to come up against people like that. We tend to come up against people and energies who aren't able to really understand and see our path, especially if it's karmic. Okay. A lot of people aren't really able to understand it and understand how it is that we bounce back, how it is that we go through trial after trial after trial after trial and still have the room and ability to be grateful. And it's kind of like I was saying at the beginning of the divination about, like the first half of this year being rough and using the things that may have felt like trials and turning them into gems and jewels and, alchemy, that thing that we do. Um, people, everybody can't do that. And that's no shade, but like, that's why I'm a firm believer that like creatives are special people. And yes, I know that everybody can be creative, right? However, when I think of creatives, when I speak to creatives, I'm speaking to the people who have the audacity to create, the audacity to step outside, not even just step outside of the box, to destroy the box and realize there is no box, right? Those are the people that I speak to when I'm talking to creatives, and everybody don't or can't move like that. You feel me? It takes a very special person with a very special audacity to be able to do what it is that some of us do. And people don't understand it. Spirit, what is the energy for July 2025? So if this hasn't happened in your specific life thus far, or your specific, cipher and things of that nature, I would say be on the lookout for that in July. Not to fearmonger, not to say that everybody is jealousy. You don't do that. That's not cute. But just some things to be aware of, okay? Because especially when somebody is not growing. Okay. I'm gonna throw her on back in there because we gonna keep pulling. We gonna keep pulling because this about you, okay? Spirit, what is the message for my water sign? Come on, my water sign creatives for the month of July 2025. Please be clear. I cannot make. Now, I want y'all to see. Okay, I'm going to show y'all that I'm filming this after I filmed the TikTok. Okay. I'm going to take y'all with me into my drafts. Okay. This is the video that is sitting in my drafts right now. I'm going to post it right before I upload this. This is sitting in my drafts, and it says, trialed in fire, out is gold, opening and closing of cycles, it is done, release doors, right? And I said in the caption, I'm going to show y'all that too. It says, water signs, what has come full circle for you? One thing for sure, you're not the same person because of it. Let's talk about it in the full July 2025 water sign creative divination. Okay? You're not the same person. Water signs. You're not the same person. I have to keep looking over here so I'll be forgetting. You're not the same person, water signs, okay? So whatever it is that you may have found yourself going through up until this point in July. Actually, I'm gonna switch that around, okay? We're gonna put rebirth first and then the rebel, because I feel like, what is the name of that song? It's by Kalani. Crazy. Where she was like, and I used to sing this part with my chest. So the fact that I'm like, girl, what are the words? Is crazy. If I do it with a passion. If I gotta be I'm gonna be a bad one. What is that lyric? Oh, what is that damn lyric? The lyrics that are sticking out to me from that song called Crazy by Kalani is a bounce back game, good, while we talking practice. Okay, that's the first one. The second one is all this shit I've been through and it made me more of an assassin. That's what this is giving, okay? I hate I hate the tortured artist trope, but it has validity, is all I'm saying, right? So, for some of y'all, I forgot to show y'all the other two cards. We have Breakthrough, and we have Clinging to the Past, okay? I want to clarify that Clinging to the Past in just a second. Let me get two more cards out. But I feel like whatever you have recently gone through, it may have felt... it may have felt very fiery. It may have felt like the complete opposite of what you thought 2025 was going to be for you. But let me remind you that we are in a 9-year, right? And so this ain't really the year for us to be, I don't want to say for everybody, but numerically, energetically, this isn't the year for us to really see things blossom, right? This is more of a year to clear out, to cleanse, to make sure that we are getting things out of our cipher that are not conducive to what it is that we're wanting to create, right? So the loose baggage, the things that we've been clinging to in the past, things that just are taking up room, right? Taking up room for our creativity, taking up room for anything that we are trying to bring into fruition, right? Spirit, can you give me one more card? Please give me one more card, please. Okay. Bottom of the deck, we have Awareness. Okay. And the two cards that just came out, we have Change and we have Maturity, okay? I do want to clarify Clinging to the Past because I want to know why that's here. Really ghetto. Okay. Spirit, why is the Change card here? Okay. That feels very bitter. I don't like using that word, but the card that we have is the Three of Pentacles in the reverse to clarify clinging to the past. Okay, so one of the things that may have, and this is just a scenario, take it how it resonates, this is what came up here, okay? Remember earlier when I was like, oh, this is messy, I don't like this, right? That was just a precursor. However, karma is come back around because with this clinging to the past here, with this Three of Pentacles, this is, especially with the overlying energy being the full moon, let's not forget, okay, it's really making me feel like I don't want, let's not use the word bitter. Let's say jaded. Okay. Some of y'all may be kind of jaded when it comes to working with other people, collaborating with other people because of something that happened in the past where there was no um, cohesiveness, right? So if you were working with a team or you were collaborating with somebody, it may have been a situation where you found out that person was actually kind of like a little bit jealous of you. And that may have been causing some of the lack of cohesiveness, and you peeped it, right? You peeped it, and you did what you needed to do. You separated, whatever, whatever, right? And you've been going through this rebirth, and you've been going through these changes, and you've matured, right? And maybe the breakthrough was the realization that this person may not have had your best interest, right? And for some of y'all, I feel like that may, this clinging to the past, it may have jaded you a little bit. It may have jaded you. Yep, 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 yep. Because bottom of the tarot deck we have the High Priestess, so it's giving like, damn, I should have listened to my first mind. Damn, I should have went with my gut feeling. I knew that person wasn't good for me. I knew that situation wasn't optimal for where I'm trying to go, right? And I'm gonna say this. First off, my throat is scratchy as hell. If this is currently happening to you and you haven't spoken up about it, open your mouth to speak up, okay? But also, however, comma, if this is you in any type of way, right? And it doesn't have to be this exact scenario. Again, take it how it resonates, fit it into your life as you see fits, if it fits, okay? But don't let that icky, mucky, murky hateration in the dancery ass energy. Don't let that deter you from what you are trying to create, because I feel like it was brought up just to make you aware, right? Especially in Cancer season when you know the feels are feeling, okay? And we could be reminiscing about some things, right? Um, because I'm even thinking about where I have water sign placements in my chart, and I'm kind of like, I can see that. But I feel like this was brought up, as many things are in seasons like this that are more, I don't want to say like emotional, but more emotional, more like making you feel your feelings. Things like this are brought up to be released once and for all so that you can go forth and be great, right? So don't let that jade you, because like again, you've been going through this whole rebirth and this whole change period. And again, like the Kalani lyric said, everything I do it with a passion. If I gotta be a, I'm gonna be a bad one, right? And so let your discernment make you that bad bitch, right? Let your discernment and the things that you've been through allow you to go forth and be great. Okay, what the Clark sisters lyric go? Trial in the fire, we come out as pure gold. That wasn't meant to destroy you. That was meant to alchemize you. That was meant for you to turn up the bad victory, right? That was meant for you to be the rebel that you've always been. Huh? And the thing about it is, a lot of rebels walk alone for a period of their life. So if you've been wondering why it's been so very silent, it's because you've been going through a transformation. Okay, that's the alchemy of it all. We don't harp on situations like that. We learn the lesson. We allow it to transform us in whatever ways it needs to transform us, and we move on. Right. So don't let, if this is you and you're experiencing this, do not let this deter you from what you want to, where you're trying to go, because that was supposed to lead you to your breakthrough moment. Okay, let's see what else Spirit has to say. Like it was supposed to grow you in some way. Spirit, what messages do you have for the Cancer sign? Lord, Cancer may be prominent. Okay, because I keep feeling like this is a Cancer reading because we're in Cancer season and Cancer is a water sign. Anyway, Four of Cups. A true water sign passion. Four of Cups. Okay, don't Don't take what's supposed to be transformative and turn it into apathy. This was never that. Okay? Spirit, any more messages? Don't have it have you missing your blessings and things and such. I know heavy is the head, baby, but you got the strength. Huh? Okay. What fell out? We have the Four of Wands. We have the World, another card that talks about completion. We have the Five of Pentacles. And we have, I'm sorry, I missed the card. We have the Wheel of Fortune and we have the King of Swords. Okay, let me move this all down. mm. Underneath the Strength card at the bottom of the deck, we have the Seven of Pentacles, which fares well with this Three of Wands, right? Did I say the Four of Wands at the big? I'm sorry if I said the Four of Wands. My bad. Three of Wands. Um, I mean, this is giving stability and security and balance. So I mean, I don't say things for any reason. So some of you may be worrying about or looking back at some things that you have already done. Um, and it's giving like, am I still aligned with this? And honestly, I'm not gonna hold you. This is the best time to do that while you're waiting for your ships, right? Because it would really suck. It would really suck for you to have gotten that far. And when I say that far, I mean the Three of Wands. To have gotten that far for your ships to dock. And you be like, not interested, right? So this is the best time to see if what you have been doing, are you still aligned with it? Are you Lord, are you getting out of it what you feel you need to get out of it? Are you still interested? Is it giving you what you thought it had supposed to gain, right? Because again, we have things that are coming full circle. We have things that are coming into completion. And maybe your full circle moment is realizing, maybe I'm not aligned to this anymore, or let's not get that drastic and dramatic. Let's say that maybe something that you've been doing or a certain way that you've been doing something is no longer working for you when you got to switch it up a little bit, right? All of these things could be up here right now. And I feel like a lot of people, because I know, baby, I've been there. Y'all know I don't mince words, thoughts, or emotions with y'all. I share, I tell y'all how I feel. For a lot of people, also, I feel like, especially with this, okay, and this, okay, you could be like, so, where the duck is at, where the money at, especially if you are self-employed right now, because like, yeah, the whole economy is going through it, all of society, especially over here in the west, we're all going through it, okay? Everything is high as giraffe coochie. However, comma, I think that people who are self-employed, creatives who are self-employed, small businesses are feeling it a lot, because a lot of us have businesses that are, and I hate to use this word because I feel like every business is essential in some way, but what society would consider an essential business, especially while we're going through the R word, right? Um, there's just certain things that people don't feel like are a necessity, and a lot of us have businesses like that. For instance, there's people like, girl, I can't afford nor do I need incense right now. Okay, I will buy me a little dollar air freshener from the stove and get busy with it, right? And I understand that. I understand that, like, what I provide, while I know it's a needed service, because some of y'all houses be stank. While I know it's a needed service, it's not necessary for everybody, right? And so for people who own businesses like that, you could be feeling like, Am I going to be okay? Is what I'm do do I need to change something? And again, this is the perfect time to think about that, right? However, I urge you to not give up because we have the wheel of fortune here, and I keep telling y'all, Lord, as we're talking, my left hand is itching. Come on, somebody, okay? But I feel like for those of you who feel like that, I urge you to continue because I'm going to keep saying that I feel like the second half of this year is going to be different for you. And now is the time to be doing this. Now is the time to be doing this. Now is the time to be doing this. Amen. And 10 of Cups, Knight of. Okay, so about the Knight of Pentacles, I know this is not everybody's favorite card because the Knight of Pentacles talks about slow and efficient progress, right? And a lot of people are like, now, right? However, I've come to love this card because when I think about the Knight of Pentacles, it makes me think about doing things right the first way, taking your time, okay? Taking your time to ensure, where'd it go? Taking your time and slowing down to ensure that the progress that you're making is the progress that you want to make, but also the progress that you're in alignment with and for, right? Um, and that's why it's so important to have these moments so that you can be sure what it is that you want. Because another message of this card is like, I feel like we live in such a microwave, such a popcorn esque society, and trust me, I get it. Okay, like I am the type of person. I'll do something, I'll put something out, I'll release something into the atmosphere that I've been working on, and then as soon as I press post, the clock is now running. I need the engagement. I needed to stretch far and wide. I need all the things, right? And so sometimes when that doesn't happen, we think that what we're doing as creatives is not valid. And that's not it. Good things, okay? Good things take time. And we know that people these days have the attention span of a flea, right? So those things considered, sometimes it's going to take a little bit longer for what you're doing, what you're offering to reach the people that it's supposed to reach. But when it does, when a good thing comes together, it is going to make it all worth it. Water signs. Okay? So don't throw in the towel just yet. And also remember that, like, yeah, again, second half of the year, I promise you, mark my words, I'm going to keep saying that. Second half of this year, we're going to see some action and movement. But also remember that what you are building is for legacy. At least if you're watching me, that's the idea. What you are building is for legacy. What you are building is generational. And that takes time. People want to tease earth signs all the time. And you may need to go watch the earth sign video when it come out, okay? But people like to tease earth signs for talking, Lord Jesus, for moving so slow. I mean, some of them do talk slow sometimes, but I'm a Gemini rising, so I don't know what that feels like. I yap, okay, and quickly, but I feel like people tease Capricorns or pick at Capricorns for moving so slowly. But one thing to note about a Earth sign, I say Capricorn. One thing to note about an Earth sign is we are meticulous. We are, what is the word? Um, Purposeful. There is a method to our slowness. There is a plot, a plan to what it is that we're doing. And as earth signs, we not putting our name on no foolishness. Okay, so when we do things slowly, we do them slowly so that A, they're done correct the first time and we don't have to waste our time, energy, and resources to go back and have to do it again. But also, we understand the gift of a slow burn, right? So, for example, let's take Curated South, for example, as I put these cards up and prepare to pull us a um, Oracle card. It's too early in the morning. Okay, it's like 8:30. I don't even know why I'm up right now. Anyway, um, let's take Curated South for instance, right? I There's some things that I've changed up about Curated South, right? One of the things that I have been saying that I've added to each and every one of our bios is that we are the 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 home of spiritual home goods, right? Ain't nobody doing that, right? And it's getting to the point where like I like there's certain things that I want to speak about. There's certain things I'm not going to though. However, but I've been speaking more about what I have coming because there was a point in time where I was so afraid that people were going to steal my ideas and it would get out into the masses before I had a chance to do it. However, I've come to realize can't nobody do it like me. Okay, can't nobody like on top of the sense that I offer that nobody will ever like you don't know my plug so you'll never be able to get them, but can't nobody execute it like me, right? And I realized that because of that, okay, because Curated South is such a dope concept, because I am such an Aquarius freaking what was I saying? Because I am such a North Node Aquarius having as somebody, it takes people, okay? It takes people a while to catch on to things, right? Not to brag, but I'm that type of person. Like, for instance, we'll take Dochi, okay? I love that my girl is getting her just dues. I'm glad she's getting the attention that she's getting. But I was one of those people that was on Dochi when she was doing YouTube videos before she blew up, right? I was still on Dochi. Oh, I was on Dochi already before the people caught on, right? I can very much so prove that. But anyway, I was on Dochi before everybody else was on Dochi. Loved Dochi to this day, still love Dochi. And I remember sharing Dochi with people, and people were like, she's weird. And I'm just like, okay. Whenever people tell me something's weird, I'm just like, give it a couple of years. Give it a couple of years, right? That's what this is giving. This is giving, like, I'm trying to see which oracle deck I want to use. Um, this is literally giving, like, if I can get the oracle deck out, Lord Jesus. This is giving like this is giving hold on, the help is on the way, right? The help being that's so funny. I just opened this deck and the bottom of the deck is leadership. That's hilarious. Um I let me say this. Let me say it like this just to make more sense. I feel like a lot of the people who follow me are thought leaders. I can't make this up. I just split the deck. We have leadership and we have ancestral work. This is why what you do as a woo woo creative is so important because it's not just about you. Huh? What you do is ancestral. It's ancestral work. It's ancestral veneration. It's ancestral. Okay? And so, a lot of times, because our dead have foresight that we do not, people don't get it right off rip. But the thing that I've learned being a creative woo woo for so long, for as long as I have, is a lot of time, like, you honestly don't want everybody to catch on to it. My prayer has really changed over the years into lead the people to me that are supposed to align with me. My content, the things that I share, my creativity, my art is not for everybody, and I don't want everybody to consume it. Am I, what's the word? Am I like against judgments? No, not whatsoever. I put things out, and I'm very well aware of the fact that, like, they're going to be judged regardless. But I'd rather them be judged by people who are, mutual isn't even the word that I want to, people who are on my level of thinking, right? I don't want somebody who can't critically think to be consuming my things. Now, can I control that? Absolutely not. But I do not, I like the things that I share, the things that I say are for people who can think critically, for people who can read in between the lines. That's why, like, I stopped getting upset with my content didn't get or doesn't get traction, especially on TikTok. But when my content doesn't get traction, because it goes over a lot of people's heads. Okay, let's get an oracle card. Let's see what these dead folks talk about. Spirit, what is the okay? Come on, we got motion. Okay, but the card that fell out is worldly work. Okay, and also I'm going to put the decks that I use at the girl words, find them. I'm going to put the text that I use in the description, okay? Because I hate when, like, I see a cute deck and I'm like, ooh, and then I have to go on, like, a man hunt to find the deck because they don't listen to it. Like, share your decks, okay? Anyway, worldly work says when physical efforts are absent, spiritual workings, prayers, and spell work is in vain. Ritual do not replace the necessary work, they can only exist. You have to do your part in creating the opportunities that Spirit will use as a catalyst for your blessings. Come on, somebody. The universe, your ancestors, and your guardian angels will only help you as much as you help yourself. Do the earthly work and watch the Spirit's work. This is going back to what I said earlier about why some people can be jealous of you. If you're not doing the work, if you are doing workings and the workings aren't working, it almost feels like it's missed upon you that faith without work is dead. And I tend to, put put faith and workings very close together because in order for your work to work, you have to have the faith that's going to work. You have to know beyond a shadow of a doubt that it's going to come to pass. But even with that, you still have to do the thing. That's like me sitting back and being like, I wish that people knew more about my instance, but I don't talk about it. I don't share it. I don't. You have to do the work. Is my point. Okay, so some people, again, if that scenario was for you, that may be why they're not doing the work. And I said that at the beginning. Okay, anyway. Other meanings. The situation is not related to the spiritual realm. Stop bothering your dead folk with the problems that can and should be handled by the living. Come on, somebody. Don't be that person to do a cord cutting ritual to only be entangled with that man or woman before the moon cycle could even be completed. Be disciplined and do the work. Ooh. Make sure your efforts match your prayers. Be like Drake. Tomato, tomato, tomato. But be like Drake and go out and get everything you pray for. But can we actually set the Drake thing? Sorry. Now may be a good time to elevate or re-elevate your platonic and romantic relationship. I'm sorry, I said re-elevate, re-evaluate. did I say? Now may be a good time to reevaluate your platonic and romantic relationships. The worldly work is every day, every minute, every second. It is the constant being intentional with our thoughts and our inner voice that leads to change behavior. I'm sorry, something just fell off my wall. Anyway, assistance from the spiritual realm does not replace accountability. Come on, somebody. Okay? So, for some of you, I can bottom of the deck we have no shortcuts with motion, okay? You can't get the motion if you're trying to take shortcuts. You have to do the things. You have to feel the feels. It's cancer season. Again, I feel like a lot of these things, if this is coming up for you in any way, it is because it's coming up to make you aware. Okay? You can't bypass feeling your feelings and being made aware of things that you need to be made aware of in order for you to do the best worldly work you can do, okay? Because baby, when your worldly work hits, your spiritual work gonna hit, and vice versa, okay? If you would like a reading, please feel free to click the link down below in the description and book with me. I would love to sit with you. I hope this reading resonated in some way, shape, or form for my creatives. I love you guys. Y'all know my mantra: be great, get bread, stay all the way live. And with everything, be intentional. Have the July you conjure. If you made it to the end of this video, leave me a purple heart. Love you much. Bye.